back to my channel and welcome to the first video of 2023, which is super exciting. This video I probably should have posted in 2022 since it's a wrap up of that year, but I'm posting it now. And as you know by the title, this is my best and worst books of 2022. I feel so ashamed. I did not read that much last year. My goal was 40 books because the year before that, my goal was 30 and I completed it. And I did not reach the 40 books at all. I only read 20 books, which, I mean, things happen. You know, my sister got married, my husband and I moved at the end of the year. So there's just a lot of things that have changed and we are busy people, as you guys are too. So it was just not a good year for reading, but New Year's goal definitely is to read more. I did update my 2023 reading goal, and the goal is 30 books because I completed that the year before and I need a completion before I continue to up the ante. So hopefully I can reach that. And if you are interested in seeing my updates on 2023 and other reading, then I will leave my little link to the bio of Goodreads down below in the description. And of course, subscribe so that you can see my updates on here. So I did not read that much. If I look at my Goodreads page, which is right here on my laptop, you can click on like my year-end books. And honestly, it is just like appalling. I'm so ashamed of being a booktuber and the amount of books that I read. So I read 20 books, 5,891 pages. My shortest book was Journey Under the Sea, which was 117. And then my longest book was The Mysterious Benedict Society, which was 497. My average book length was 294 pages, which I'm not surprised in the slightest. I definitely have large book-aphobia, however you say that. I do not love big books because I like the satisfaction of being able to get through it. And if it's a long book that's like a couple hundred pages, a couple hundred is okay, but like, let's say 500 plus, that's long. And that definitely scares me. So I'm just going to go through really quickly my favorite books and then my least favorite books. So my top book for the year, I would say, is a book by Dietrich Bonhoeffer, which if you don't know, he fought against Nazi Germany. And it is called Life Together, the classic exploration of Christian community. This was really an amazing story. I say story, it's not a story, it's nonfiction. And I just really loved this book because it's just an amazing reminder of how important community is. I'm super fortunate to have such a wonderful community around me. I live close to my family that are Christians. I go to an amazing church, the same church that I've gone to for not 3 years, but since I was 3 years old. I work at a Christian school with amazing community there of Christian believers that are also my friends. So I just feel very, very fortunate that I have such an amazing community around me. But it was, again, just a reminder of how important it is to feed into those relationships and make sure that they're a priority and that I am not only receiving from them, but also giving to them and trying to build others up. The next book that I loved so much was Pride and Premeditation by Tirza Price. This is a remaking of Pride and Prejudice with a murder, and it's just an amazing story. Elizabeth Bennet, of course, meets Mr. Darcy, and the way that they meet is through working on this law case. So, well, it's a murder case, but they are lawyers. So Elizabeth works for her dad's law firm, and Darcy, he's his own lawyer for, I forget what other law firm it was, but absolutely amazing. Love it. Cannot recommend it enough. There are, I think, 2 more from this same series that I am very excited to read. And hopefully I will tell you about that very soon. Next book that I'm obsessed with is The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis, of course, has all sorts of classics that literally are classics because they're older, but also just amazing and books that every Christian believer should read. This one is about a bus ride to heaven, and it's just, of course, an amazing story, a beautiful depiction of what heaven could look like. And anytime, there's a book about heaven and the greatness of God and how beautiful eternity is going to be, it just is encouraging. And of course there's sad bits and pieces to it because obviously C.S. Lewis recognizes like hell is real, but it's also interesting just to see his take on how we as people get to decide where we're going. And we get so stuck in our little ways of thinking that we are being condemned, or we become comfortable with what is truly uncomfortable, like in our sin and the like destination of hell, that we just can't even open our eyes to what is bigger and greater. So if you haven't read it, totally recommend. I definitely want to read more C.S. Lewis books this year. He's just, of course, an amazing author. Next book that I really loved was Nathan Hale's Hazardous Tales, One Dead Spy. This is all about the Nathan Hale, the spy that was hung, and his famous last quote was, "My only regret is that I have but one life to give for my country." And it's just an amazing story, like seriously so beautiful. And it is based off of true events, this whole series, but they are comic books. And I highly recommend. I teach world history, so there aren't any books like this that I could use in my classroom currently, but Nathan Hale, if you're listening, please definitely create them. Like, they are so amazing. They're fun, they're silly. If you teach middle school, then I highly recommend them. For American history class, they're a little bit like cringe, I would say, in some ways, but it's just a funny sort of cringe that I guarantee middle schoolers are going to appreciate and laugh at, and you'll just be like, you guys are so stupid, it's not that funny, but it's fun. And then my final, fifth, I think, is best book of the year is Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. So this is a middle grade fiction book that I just think is so cute. I mean, it's cute and whimsical and funny, but also like dramatic, and there's obviously trials of Morrigan Crow within it, and it's for these spectacular kids. They basically like compete in these tasks, and these spectacular ones make it through to become a part of this like secret society. I love anything that has to do with a secret society or like an underground world or unknown world. I really enjoyed it. It's a series. I think my sister said that it's going to be like longer still. Like, it's not done. I was going to say that it was going to be a 12 book series, but I might be thinking of another one. I can't remember, but highly recommend. It's just quirky, middle grade. Anything that's fantasy is right up my alley. So I feel like I didn't read a whole lot of terrible books this year. It's also difficult when I only read 20 books in the year to decide what is my best and what's my worst. But I would say I have maybe 3 that I just like didn't love. I mean, there's some that I didn't love, like for example, How to Be an Anti-Racist, but overall, like I got a couple of videos out of that book, and it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be in a lot of ways. So And I feel like it would be unfair to even give it a rating just because I have so much bias going into it. So I'm going to tell you about these other ones that I did not necessarily love. The first one is The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. I feel like I talked about this before, and it's a winner of a Newbery Award, but I just did not like this book. I felt like it was supposed to be kind of an Agatha Christie Knives Out or Glass Onion sort of book, but it just seemed like really slow to me, and the mystery just wasn't like amazing. It got better towards the end, but I was just like, oh, this isn't like super spectacular. You know, the end has a typical like, whoa, there it is. Like, didn't see that coming. But I don't know. It just wasn't great. Like, I've seen better. And also the fact that Knives Out, which I think is very similar to this, was so good. And I know that it's a movie and we want books to be better than movies, and usually they are. It just was not doing it for me. The next book is The Guest List by Lucy Foley or Foley. I talked about this on my channel already. It basically is about this wedding that is taking place on an island off the coast of Ireland. And it was just so strange. So it's The Guest List, you'd kill to be on it. I did not like this. It was another like murder mystery that I just thought was poorly written. I wanted to like it so badly because of the location. I love Ireland. I love weddings. I love like the cozy aspect of it, but I didn't like how it was written, how it would skip between points of view. I didn't like that there were like so many sex scenes in it. I talked about this before. I don't know. It just felt like unnecessarily raunchy, and then the plot just wasn't the best. So I didn't love it. The next book and final book is Pages & Co. by Anna James. So this is Pages & Co., Tilly and the Book Wanderers. I can't even remember what I gave these books for their rating. I mean, some of them I might have given like a 4-star review. So it's not like it was the worst book in the world. But this one, there just wasn't a whole lot of like story to it. Basically, these books come to life and the characters within them can talk with this girl Tilly in this magical bookshop. I just felt like it wasn't fleshed out enough. And I think it was like a 200 something page book. And I just felt like there literally was no like conflict, no conflict resolution, not really a strong plot throughout. So I was just like, the idea is there, but I would have rather spent my time reading something else. And that's it. If you guys want to see what other books I read in 2022, then again, my Goodreads will be linked in the description box down below. Let me know what you are reading, what your goal is, how many books you want to read. Are there fiction books that you want to finally crack on with? There's so many that I want to read. Oh my gosh. If you want to laugh and judge me, then go back and look at my 2022 book. What did I title it? Maybe 2022 reading goals video at the beginning of last year. It is so embarrassing. I have like a huge stack of all of these fiction and nonfiction books that I want to read, and it's just like absurd that I thought that I was going to get to them. But now, new year, maybe I will. I'm not sure. I don't want to be pessimistic, but it was kind of shocking. So I have a lot of catching up to do, and yeah, I have more videos coming related to books, the house that we are in. If you are just interested in seeing those, then stick around. Love making these videos for you guys. I love all of your encouragement. I just feel so fortunate and blessed to have you guys watching this video, whether it's your first time coming on my channel or if you are a subscriber and keep coming back. I seriously appreciate you so much. You literally have no idea. Every time I get a comment and a view, I'm just like, Oscar, my husband, look, someone watched my video. I'm so excited about it, and it just means the world to me. So whether it's watched by one person or a million, which that's not happening, it just means so much to me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I just hope and pray that you have a wonderful new year and a great 2023, and that you really use this year not just as an opportunity to read more books, but to draw close to God and just really lean into Him, because I mean, it doesn't matter how many books you read or self-help books you read if you are not putting Christ first in your life. So that's my encouragement for you guys, and I appreciate you again so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.